One of the most frustrating parts that I have felt when people are pitching me deals is I will get some sort of pro forma, as it's called, which is an estimate of what it takes to operate and own the property. It'll include the revenue, which is the rents coming in, any other income that might come in from utilities or late fees or whatever, and then all the expenses, what it costs to operate the property. Property taxes, maintenance, insurance, management fees, leasing commissions. Somebody will put it together for me, submit it, and I'll say, this is impossible. What do you mean? This is what I was given. Okay, I get that, but when you're given a pro forma from someone, whether it's the seller or the broker, they're gonna put it to you in a view that makes their property look like the best deal in the world. And I always say this, that I can make any deal look like the best deal in the world. I can just lie. I'm not saying they're all lying, but their job is to make the property look better. I think we can all agree on that one. Their job isn't to make it look worse, it's to make it look better. So understanding the true cost to operate a property is similar to, in using the puzzle analogy, when you get pieces that have straight edges on them or corners, you're always looking for those pieces because you understand where they go. There's an understanding of, where do I start from? I start from the edge, I start from the corner. When you're buying a property, it's about understanding what it takes to operate that property. It takes a certain amount of money in maintenance. Yeah, it could be less for a newer property and more for an older property. That makes a lot of sense, but if there's certain things in there that just don't add up, you have to be able to ask that question and say, hey, why do these not add up? Why is property maintenance only $150 a unit when it takes $500 just to paint a unit? These are the things you have to understand the true costs of, because that's what's going to make or break your deal for you. If they're skipping things like leasing commission, my first comment would be, okay, how are you going to find a leasing agent who's going to do it for zero commission? You're not going to be able to do that. How are you going to find a maintenance guy who will not charge you labor? Of course you're not going to do that. How are you going to find the county not to charge you property taxes? Or if you buy a property for $1 million and the property tax base is $500,000, you think the county just ignore the extra $500,000 in gain? Of course not. But they're going to paint the rosiest picture. And if you're so eager out of euphoria to go buy the property at any cost, you're going to skip those costs. And little bit added up is going to lead to a lot of loss. My first property I ever bought, I paid $2.85 million for it. And I thought I was buying a property that made roughly $220,000 a year. When my first year was all said and done, I bought a property that made about $160,000 a year, because all the costs that I didn't understand were adding up and costing me a lot of money, a lot of value down the road. And I just sold that property on Friday. And that portion of that property, I ended up buying other properties on the area and making money on it, but that portion of that property 100% lost me money over a 14-year period. Luckily, I had 6 other transactions that made me money along the way because I learned, but I believed the broker and I believed the seller when they told me, here's how much it costs to operate this property. It was all baloney. It was all bullshit. And what we're going to teach along the way in our process is, how do you look to understand from a common sense perspective what it takes to operate a property? I don't even look basically at a pro forma that the seller has given me. Why would I even care? They're only going to lie to me, so why should I even look at it? I use logic and say, okay, what are the things we know for sure? Property taxes we can know like that. It's about knowing what's the property tax rate. You're gonna know the insurance because you probably have properties that are very similar to it. You can get an insurance quote ahead of time. You're gonna know your management fees. You're gonna know your labor costs in terms of staffing. They're all set things. I mean, it costs about one person for every 100 units you have to maintain a property. It costs about one person for leasing for every 100 units you have. These are set standards that we're gonna teach you along the way. That way you can go into a deal and say pretty quickly, oh, this makes sense. Or no, this is BS, let me move on to another deal. We're gonna get you immune to the fact of, you're gonna get you immune to saying no. You're gonna be able to look at a deal and say, this is not the right deal for me. No, I'm gonna move on to the next deal. There'll always be a next deal. It's very hard to get out of the bad deal. I got lucky in a great market to get out of my first deal that was bad. And even then, I still took a loss. So I still didn't even get out of it. Through other deals in the area, I was able to get out of it. So understanding your numbers is probably the most crucial part to any sort of real estate investment, any sort of investment. Everybody will show me pages and pages of Excel sheets that say, no, look at the numbers, look at the numbers. I don't care what the Excel sheets calculate. What you put into it is what matters. And that's what we're here to teach you. The inputs. A calculator is only as good as the numbers you're gonna put into it. An Excel sheet's only as good as the numbers you're gonna put into it. If you don't understand the numbers of what to put inside, all that's gonna come out is garbage. You put in garbage, out comes out garbage. You put in facts and accuracy, you're gonna get facts and accuracy out of it.